What is up, Nuggets? It's your boy, Killer Pizza here, with a brand new video for all you rascals and rapscallions out there. Now, if anybody's seen my latest horror movie collection update video, they would know there was one movie I held above the rest. One film I was dying to see more than any other. And that is a film suggested to me by a good friend of mine by the name of Dennis. And that is Lamberto Bava's Demons. Now, this is an Italian horror film that was released in Italy in late 1985 and then in the good old US of A in early 1986. Now, this is a film I always wanted to see as a kid, but this face on the original VHS cover always scared me. And turns out this movie is still scary. This was a legitimately scary movie. So let me just get to it. Let me tell you guys a little about this film. I don't want to give too many spoilers towards the end, but I'll let you know what I think. Anyways, this starts out with this girl that's on a train, and when she gets off, this creepy looking man with this like Phantom of the Opera looking mask starts following her, like this metallic mask. He looks like a damn X-Man. And she's terrified, runs away, and he catches her around the corner. Her fear turns into relief to find out he's just handing out like tickets for like a free ticket for a early screening for a horror film. And then she asks for a second for her friend. She gets the second. They both go to the film the next day. Now her friend is very reluctant this whole time. Like, she don't want to go to the movies. She finds out it's a horror movie. She hates it. A couple young guys try to like hit on them and sit next to them in the theater. She's having nothing to do with it. And so, but these four turn into like the four main characters of the movie. Like there's the girl and her guy, her friend and his friend. But there's lots more like wild characters in this movie. Trust me. So they start watching this film in the theater. The movie that they are watching is like similar to what's going to happen to them. Where like these kids find this book that's all written in Latin with like a creepy mask in it, and the one kid puts it on and it cuts his cheek, and then he starts turning into a demon. And then to backtrack to talk about like some of the other characters, there's what I think is like the best character in the movie. There's this pimp and then his two hoes that are in the theater. And the one hoe, earlier in the movie when it started, there was like, in the lobby they got like memorabilia for certain movies you might be going to see. They had like a mask that was like the one in the film they're watching. So she puts it on her face jokingly in the start, and it cuts her cheek too. But she's sitting through the movie watching it, and when the guy's cheek gets cut in the film, that's when her cut starts acting up. So she goes to the bathroom, and this is our first glance of like body horror, which surprised me in this film. I knew it would be gory, but I didn't know like body horror. Her whole face explodes. Like, it's fucking nasty. I can barely watch it, but she's crying in the bathroom, and then we cut back to the theater. Everyone's getting scared of this film and everything. The pimp ends up asking his hoe number 2, hey, what happened to hoe number 1? So she goes to check on her. And this is kind of like where I started to appreciate like the lighting and the cinematography, because like they were able to do certain things in like a movie theater setting, like with the dark lighting, that was kind of cool. So like when she's looking for her in the bathroom, the lights are staying dim, and then when she finds her friend in the last stall, she turns around to give the big reveal that she's a demon, and she lets out this slime out of her mouth, which is like the color of my Cream Street Mafia shirt, which you can get on teesprings.com. And I just thought that was a good contrast in like the lighting and colors, but I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I enjoyed that little part. She slashes her friend, which kind of reveals an important part of this movie. These demons are almost like zombies, where like the demonic possession can be passed on by cut or bite. You know what I mean? So when this girl gets slashed by her friend, she's starting to turn, and she ends up stumbling behind like the actual screen of the like, what would you call it, the big movie projector screen or whatever, and she's hitting on it, screaming for help. And this one girl in the crowd is telling her boyfriend, there's someone behind the screen. He's playing off like it's nothing. She tears through the screen finally and just looks like she dies in a pile of blood. I like how realistic it is that everybody rushed to her, because like sometimes those kind of scenes can be corny, but everybody gets right up. Oh my God, what's going on? And maybe my favorite part in the movie, the pimp is like, out of my way, out of my way. That's my friend. And we're like, okay, I get it. Your friend. All right. But they're checking on her. And then a couple of the young kids that were hitting on these young girls notice like her fingernails are starting to like turn into claws and all this shit. So when she finally raises her head, she's just green slime foaming, just eyes are all fucked up, like a scary ass demon. The demon comes at everybody. Chaos ensues. Blood, guts, gore. They end up killing this demon, I believe. Which, I must say, these demons seem to be easier to kill than zombies in a lot of movies. But, like, the way they're attacking and how crazy they are and these people don't really have any weapons. It's just, it's a frenzy, really. But anyways, they kill this demon girl, and they all run for the exits. All the exits are blocked off with concrete. And then they come up with the idea, oh, the same things that were happening in the movie we're watching are happening in real life. We better go destroy the film and then we'll kill the demons. They try that. That don't work. So the pimp decides, let's barricade all these doors. And the whole time everybody's falling apart, you know. And they end up, a demon I think ends up coming up the balcony and attacking. And shit gets crazy again. And I want to say this is where like the four main characters, the two main girls and their two guys, they start like kind of crawling out of the theater and they go to make their escape. And they end up finding like this air duct, this air vent, and they're gonna go crawl through it. But the second girl is all terrified. She's having second thoughts about it. And then, you know, she like almost like faints and they think it's like exhaustion. Oh, we better help her. You know, she's going through the air ducts first because she's fainted or whatever. And then turns out, nope. I mean, should have seen it coming. She becomes a demon. And this goes into like one of the most bloody little scenes I've seen. Like this is straight body horror. Like definitely didn't expect it to go this far. Where like this demon just starts ripping out of her back and just I'm not going to say no more than that. You have to see it. It's absolutely batshit fucking crazy, and I love it. But anyways, I also need to throw in here that the soundtrack is really good. The original score that they have is like good at building tension, like a horror movie should do. But then they also have like all this Motley Crue and The Cure and Billy Joel in it, which is kind of refreshing for a horror movie. But anyways, I'm going to go back to this plot here where the second guy gets killed off by this demon that grew out of her back. So this is where like the acting gets kind of corny, but I think in the long run it kind of adds to its charm because this movie overall is pretty fun. But he ends up begging to be killed by his friend. His friend don't want to do it until he turns, kind of like the Fly, reluctantly kills his ass. So then it's down to the guy and the girl, the two main characters. Now, I just gave a lot of spoilers, and I don't know if I should give another. Let's just say, this may or may not be a spoiler. This guy may or may not end up driving a motorcycle through the movie theater while chopping off demons' heads with a samurai sword while Motley Crue blasts in the background. And let's say if that just so happened to happen, it might just be like one of the coolest things I've seen in a movie in a very, very long time. But I guess you're just going to have to, you know, check it out for yourself to see if that actually does happen. But, and then, if you can believe this, the last 10 minutes of this movie get even fucking crazier. I can't even explain, like, if I totally thought this couldn't get any more off the wall. And I was wrong. The last 10 minutes of this shit is jam-packed and fucking nuts. Including like one of the goriest kills you'll ever see towards the end of this movie. And without giving away like the actual very, very ending, which there is a sequel that directly follows this, which so I guess I don't really completely know the full ending, if you count the sequel. But, I mean, I hope, seems kind of like anticlimactic for me to end it there, but I don't want to give away the very ending, man. All I can say And lately, I've been watching a lot of good old horror films that I've never seen before, and I throw them right up there right away, like, oh, this is in my top whatever, or this is a must see. This movie right here, I'm not bullshitting you, is a must have in any horror collection. This is a must see for almost anyone. It's so wild. I wouldn't say the best example of Italian horror, because I know a lot of Italian horror is more serious, and this is a little more cheesy, a little more fun. It's totally 80s, by the way. I just can't say enough about this film. I was loving it last night. I watched this before bed. Like I said before, I work very early hours. I wanted to come down here at like 11 o'clock and do a review, which I should have already been sleeping because I got to be up about 5 or 6, depending on the day. But, yeah. Thank you for the suggestion, Dennis. Screw you, Stuntman Mike. Yeah, I suggest everyone check this out. If you guys want to see more horror reviews, I hope I did all right on the first one. I felt like I rambled a lot. I felt like there's a lot of information I didn't get to, but, I don't want to script this shit. I had some friends tell me maybe I should script it a little bit, but, like, I want this just to be fun. I want it to feel like we're just talking horror, because that's what I'm doing, and I'm only doing this for fun. But if you have any suggestions for movies you'd like me to review in the future, let me know. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. How about this? My name is Killer Pizza, so in the comments, tell me if pineapple goes on pizza or not. Or what your favorite topping is. Either way, blood, guts, and gore. I'll check you guys out next time.